oh no, I'm my mom, and I'm my grandmother, and I'm alone, and I'm an accordion, and I'm not on the planet that I thought I was anymore. Hi, this is Myq Kaplan, and here's a story about a time that I did Salvia. It was legal, and maybe still is, and that doesn't make any sense. It was actually on a live podcast, and they were like, we have a bong full of salvia. And I was like, I'll put legal salvia into my legal body. Everything's totally legal, fine. And sincerely, I didn't know what it was exactly. How hallucinogenic could it be? Like, I'd done mushrooms before, and for mushrooms, I would, at the best, be like, oh, we're all one. And I took salvia into my body, and then all of a sudden, I was like, I'm all alone. It's almost the same word, but I was just like, and not just alone, but almost like I felt like I melted into and as everything. And it was like I was waking up from the dream of this reality, this physical realm, into like the everything that was actually true. When I've done mushrooms, sometimes you're like, oh, the ceiling is a little wavy, but you're like, there's a ceiling and it's wavy. But with this, I was like, oh, the waviness is a little everything. Like everything that was in my line of sight. Like I remember looking at something that was on the wall and just being like, I didn't know what a shape was, but there were shapes. I didn't know what colors were, but there were color. I guess I did have the concept of color, because I remember I was like, oh, I remember back when I was on the green planet and then also the red planet. Like, I'm like, am I on the red planet now? Am I on a planet now? It felt like, I don't want to be too grandiose about it. I'm not saying that I was God, because I certainly wasn't if God is all-knowing, then I definitely wasn't, because I definitely didn't. But I was like, I felt like a lonely God. Maybe, the idea, maybe there was, before the Big Bang, before Let There Be Light, just a lone, like just one lonely God. Here's the thing that I remember specifically. I felt like when I moved what was or must have been or seemed like my body, when I moved my body, at every different angle, I felt like a different member of my family. I was like, here's me, and now I move back slightly, and here's my mom, and I move back slightly, and here's my grandmother. At the time, it just seemed like, oh no, I'm my mom, and I'm my grandmother, and I'm alone, and I'm an accordion, and I'm not on the planet that I thought I was anymore. Oh God. And then eventually, the shapes that I didn't know were shapes, and the colors that I didn't know were colors started to refocus, and I came back, and I was like, oh wow, I'm in the room that I was in that I thought wasn't real, and maybe isn't, but thank goodness it seems like it is. And I was like, and the girl that I was seeing was there at the time, and I think I said to her, will you marry me? Because I wanted to be connected. But I'm like, you're another person, let's be together forever. And she was confused, and we didn't get married.
Tales from the